Hello, folks. I'm Dan Hollifield, and welcome to Last Man Standing. At the moment, I have the studio all to myself, so this might wind up being a short show. I've sent out a few invitations, but oh, there's Joe Dog. So at least there's somebody here. And
Yeah, I just popped in to say thanks to to everybody's help. I have advanced on to the next round.
all right, congratulations. And we'll have to help you get more votes as the voting recommences on this next round.
Yes.
You want to tell everybody what it is we're talking about, just in case some of our viewers don't cross over?
Uh, what it is I've entered a contest called the Face of Horror, uh, going up against quite a few people that are you know super cosplayers, and for part of this contest is you win $13,000 cash, a walk
Oh,
on role with a into a horror film to be murdered, and you get to meet Kane Hodder.
and that sounds like a horror fan's absolute delight right there,
Oh yes, oh yes, yes, yes.
even
Uh,
without the money.
can I put the banner up for just a few minutes to
Oh,
let?
sure, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Yeah, that's where you vote for me.
Oh, here's Carl.
There's Carl.
Oh,
Hello.
Hey, Carl.
hey.
Good news. I advanced.
I saw that. I kept watching. And now you have to move up another couple spots there. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
well, we can do that,
Hey.
But you said Willow's in this too.
I think. But there's probably different divisions in different countries and such. So you're okay with her.
I hope. I'd hate to lose. I'd
You'd hate to lose to Willow? I mean, good grief. That
no.
that
You'd
that
hate
would
to
not
compete
be that,
against Willow.
Yeah, I hate to compete against Willow. I mean, I
oh,
would be honored, if she beat me, but I'd feel bad if I beat her.
well, yeah, you got to be a gentleman. There's Zach from the launch pad. Hey, now I don't have Zach on my friends list, so I can't send him an invite. I wish I could right now, but
I will do that for you.
and I did send one to Michaela just in case she's having one of those late night attacks. That
That's me. I'm up.
you're normally crashed out by now. I mean, covered in kitties and
Yeah, Donna and I changed places tonight. She's in there sawing logs, and I'm here. So
hey, yep. Lindsay went to bed during the middle of stupid o'clock. Oh,
he's
Kelby.
watching.
And
Hello.
And Zach, I just sent you a link over there.
yep.
It's on his. Dan, you don't do Discord, do you?
I've got it on this computer, but I rarely use it for anything except the I think there were the virtual LibertyCon is the thing that I used it for, and um, don't really I I don't have anything really I can do with it. I'm not
Yeah.
in that community, so I don't really know, uh, and I don't have time to be in that community and finding more connections because I'm either here or if I'm lucky, I'm writing or I'm watching canal boat videos on YouTube. And oh, the I've gotten to know some of the well, I've gotten to correspond with some of the people that are doing those and um, fun folks, absolutely fun folks. Makes me wish I was in that country so that I could participate, but I'm not, so I'm doing it virtually. Um, it'd be nice to party with that crowd, let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me kick that back up. I had to get a quick copy of it so I could.
That's fine. That's fine. Um, I believe I'm maxing out your virtual backgrounds every once in a while because John will put something up, but he has to take one of mine down to put a new one of his up. So,
Oh, and evidently the free votes kick in now.
oh, so you may have even higher standings.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have a goddess among us.
All right.
Joe Dog,
Guys,
you
what's
do your
up?
show, I'll do my show. All
Okay.
right.
It's habit. It's
I know
habit.
it.
Yeah, no, it's okay. What's up, guys?
Evidently we are.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah, no kidding. I've been causing trouble on the internet all day, so I should
Well,
probably slow down.
yeah, I saw something.
everybody got to have a hobby.
I guess. God, and the only thing I did was the newest book that I wrote has got Native American elements in it. Like, it's there. It doesn't. So I thought it would be a good idea to bring awareness to the fact that a lot of Native American women are going missing and they're being treated like they don't matter. I grew up in a family where we're very Native proud. Like, if you called my dad a white man, he'd probably slap you. Like, it's a thing, right? Well, there's no documentation because after my grandma's dad's death record, there is no birth record. It's that far back. Like, there is no record. Like, you can't look it up. It's not on the Dawes rolls. It's not on Ancestry.com like everybody suggests. Like, it just doesn't exist.
Right.
There's no courthouse I can go to find the damn thing. And people are like, well, then you must not be really a native because you don't have a fun card that says you belong to this tribe or that tribe. And it's like, okay. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like,
There was a group that, under the leadership of one of the tribal leaders, decided they were not going to sign something, and that whole group just disappeared from records because of that. And
Yep.
and there was, there was
too bad for them.
the I turned out was basically in what we now call Appalachia. They basically went off grid back in the day because they didn't want anything to do with the government. They didn't want anything to do with paperwork.
Yeah, they didn't want to. They didn't want to get deported to Kansas or wherever.
Right? Yeah, they didn't want to live on a reservation, so they disappeared. They don't exist anymore. Well, that's exactly what's happened. There is no record.
Right.
So it's like, I can't prove or disprove either way, guys. Like, good luck. If you can find it, if you can look it up, great. Let me know.
Yeah. And then my family is the exact opposite. We had this whole family history of being partly Cherokee, like almost half, and did the DNA test and go, no, y'all are straight Europeans.
Yeah,
I need to do the DNA test to figure out myself because I was told by my family, we have the blood and our high cheekbones and such like that, and but I cannot find that in any records we look at because they were either expunged or changed somewhere along the way to hide that fact.
I figured there was a Balrog in the woodpile there somewhere in the family tree. So they said, oh yeah, Cherokee. That's what it is. That's what it is, rather than admit to something else. And I have no idea what the something else might have been. And here's Mike Jimmy. So
good morning, at least.
Good morning.
Time for morning coffee and morning talk.
I love that you're getting coffee and we're like, okay, I'm going to go to bed now.
It is 5:30 a.m. and I might as well stick around.
Heck yeah.
We were talking about you
Really, why
earlier,
not?
Mike Jimmy, and your amazing intro work you're doing.
Okay, you're five. It's 5:30 where you're at, or 5:18.
Yeah, something like that.
So you're 2 hours ahead of England?
One.
One. Okay.
Daylight savings in England.
Is
Oh,
it
yeah.
already switched? That's possible, yeah.
Hmm. Nifty.
That's one thing they need to get rid of.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I actually, and I'm going to tell you why I like the daylight savings time. Because
Okay.
where I live, if they didn't change the clocks or whatever, it would be in the middle of the summer. It would be daylight at 4:30 in the morning. I mean, I'm talking sun up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, where I live, that is the case even with daylight savings.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's right. You're far enough north to where you get the midnight sun occasionally.
Not that high. I do get high enough where there is no true night. I only get a nautical night, so we only get a dark blue for about 5 hours, and then there's like peekaboo. There's a red glow again.
No way. So
Oh
you have
yeah.
Oh yeah.
northern lights then too?
Sorry.
Do you see the northern lights?
Oh no. That's way higher.
Oh.
We're barely on that line. So you would have to go like 500 miles north
Oh.
to maybe
Or have
see
a
them.
serious solar flare.
Or have a serious solar flare, yeah.
Yeah.
Girl can only dream. Damn it.
Hey.
So you
There,
want to hit up Norway,
there, there have been times that the aurora has been visible in Illinois.
Yes. Yes. And I've missed it.
Well, yeah.
Both times.
I mean, it's probably appeared here as well at some point, but it's so uncommon, you
Well, and
know.
that's the only reason I would ever go north. Like my husband would like to visit Alaska. And I'm like, well, you can go by yourself. Have you ever seen the Titanic? No. Not going. Not. I'm like, I've seen icebergs floating in. No. No, I can watch it from the Discovery Channel. I'm good.
You could probably drive to a place in Canada.
That would work. I could do that.
Yeah,
I could go visit Willow and take pictures.
sure. Yeah, why not?
Out, not the green room. Out.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Dan was thinking it.
No,
Yeah,
I
Dan was
wasn't.
thinking it.
Nope,
You
nope.
were.
I
You
was
were.
thinking up where Ted and Christine live
Christine
might be
live?
far enough north.
Oh,
It's
in
not.
Michigan,
It's
It's
not.
not. No.
they would see it more often than we would here.
Yes, like there's a chance sometimes if the weather cooperates and the stars align, sort of thing. Sometimes you can see them, but not often.
That's the thing here. You know, even if some spectacular stellar event happens,
Yeah.
and you go outside to watch it, and it's overcast and cloudy.
Yes.
That's like, oh, thank you, no comment for us or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was like the solar eclipse that we had just recently. Just what was it, a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Um, So the solar eclipse, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, you can't go outside and look at that. You got to have the special glasses, and you don't look at it, and don't go outside." And I'm thinking, it's supposed to happen in the middle of my workday. What the am I supposed to do? Well, it just so
Don't-
happened that day it rained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't look directly
Really?
at it. You're fine.
What I
We drove-
did,
We drove to Kentucky to see it.
Yeah. what I did, it was the middle of my workday. I took
Yeah.
I took a straight pin
Mhm.
and poked it through the middle of a file card.
Mhm. Yeah.
Went outside and sat
There you go.
in a chair
Mhm.
and used the file card as if it were a lens.
Yeah.
And had my tablet that I was reading on film the shadow on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's the same principle as a pinhole camera. which I built. I built one in high school as an art project. The entire class built them, and we went out and took pinhole photographs and used a dark room built into the back of the art room and developed them. And there was a contact printer, not an enlarger, but where the negative was just put on the pane of glass, and the light would shine up through it onto another sheet of photograph paper. And because it was a negative, the light would go and make a positive. So,
Yeah.
and you'd have to have 3 to 20 minute exposures, depending on how cloudy it was at the time. I mean, the early days of photography, the reason some of them are so blurred is because it took an excessive amount of time to expose the glass plates that they were using for film at the time. So if
Yeah.
somebody was kind of bobbing back and forth and couldn't sit still for many reasons, then
Mhm.
it got a little bit blurry. And that was also the reason for some of the double exposures that got passed off later as ghost photographs, because
Oh yeah.
somebody reused the plate
Uh-huh.
that was only partially exposed and the image didn't come out. And they go, "Oh, this sucks. Oh, it's too expensive. I'll use this again," and have this family sitting around with what purports to be Uncle George floating in midair in the background. And it's really Aunt Martha from some other family's photograph
Oh yeah.
on a staircase somewhere.
You
Uh,
know,
oh,
and that's something that anybody now would not get that experience of going into a dark room and developing a photo.
it was a whole lot of fun, and I learned quite a bit. Actually, after I graduated, I still had the camera,
Mm.
and I used it at home doing um, uh, well, basically it was doing little models, or maybe army men and a model or something, and doing the forced perspective thing where you got things there was one that I had a model of a Gemini space capsule uh, in in front of some little plastic army men, but the distances were such so that it looked like it was to the same scale as the Gemini capsule. And it
Yeah.
looked like it was hanging from a crane with people working on it. And
Cool.
I used to do that all the time. I used to do black and white photography, and then I would take over the bathroom and develop it in there.
yeah,
And it used to drive my poor ex-wife crazy because she'd be like, "I need to use the bathroom." We only had one, and
I was gonna say you only had one. What the hell?
yeah,
yeah, my
we
mom
moved the
got
enlarger. Okay,
my mom got mad at me for the same reason, because one of the chemicals smelled like pickled pig's feet, and
Ew.
she couldn't stand that. Well, you had three different. It was black and white film.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember I did it in high
you,
school.
you had three different chemicals you had to do it in. Had the little Christmas tree light bulb inside a plastic
Yep.
cover so that it wouldn't ruin anything you were working on.
Yep.
And made my own little contact printer out of a couple of panes of glass and I think it was a picture frame or something that I could close up. Is one of those fold out things, so I could put one piece of photographic paper on the bottom, and that would be the negative, and then put the what would eventually be the positive on top, and shine a bright light up through it, and then go and develop all this stuff. Hey, Rich.
Now there's
How's it going, guys?
Yeah.
I can
Oh,
only let Rich sit in the back room long enough.
well, I'm sorry, I was
I
busy
see him over there in
talking.
the comments. I was gonna say hi.
Oh, Lord.
Well, Dan, I want to say thank you for letting me plug my contest. Thank
Oh,
you,
no problem. No problem.
Carl, for getting the votes in.
Yeah.
Now, if we can just get ahead of everybody else.
What's the contest for again?
Yeah.
I just caught the end of it.
Hold on a minute.
Well,
Can you pull it up there?
basically, if Joe wins, he gets to join the cast of a horror movie, get killed by the star, and get to meet the star. And there's a little bit of money involved.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
And so all the people that want to see Joe get killed on camera are
Yeah,
chick-
really.
And plus, there's a 2-night stay at Buffalo Bill's house.
Excuse me?
Ooh.
A 2-night stay at
Silence of the
Buffalo
Lambs.
Bill's house.
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
What's this? Oh, that's a horror
Cool.
movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sure is.
I know the
Technically
name,
psychological
but-
thriller.
Never mind.
I love a psychological thriller better than a slasher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, your brain is your brain your worst enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. I'll tell you that from firsthand experience. Yes.
Mhm.
That's for sure.
That's why I
Especially the
won't go
trouble
on
ours
there.
gets us into.
Oh.
Yeah, well, what I was thinking is just think about it. If this goes through, I can make the connections with Kane Hodder and have him at.
Cat's like, nope, I'm out now. I'm gone.
Mhm.
I could
Yeah.
have Kane Hodder at Hallowcon next year.
Ooh, yeah. There you go.
Ooh.
And
Yeah,
Skunk
so
will be so fanboy.
Oh yeah,
I bet.
It'd be fun to see. Actually, I'd love to see. I love to see Skunk that engaged and enthusiastic. I really do.
all right, but guys, I'm going to go to bed. I'm on some new medications, and shoot, I can't stay awake past midnight.
Wow.
I turned into a pumpkin.
It's
Oh,
fine. I normally don't stay beyond 8 p.m. either, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's my husband. He goes to bed at 7. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes.
7.
yeah, I live an exciting life. Yay.
Wow. Yeah.
Hey,
Better
growing up, my dad had to wake the chickens up on the way to work.
Yeah.
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 At
Pops
the
used
end
to
of-
get
I
home
believe
from work
it.
about midnight and leave at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Andy leaves here at 4:30.
Hmm.
Like,
I wake
bye.
up
Alright.
at 4:30, usually between 6 and 7.
Good night, everybody.
Nice.
Good
Yeah.
night, J Dog.
Catch you next time.
Oh Lord, no,
I used to
4:30 in
do
the
the
morning.
early
I'm getting up because I've had one too many of these. 6 o'clock in the morning, alarm clock goes off, and
Yeah.
I look at it and I go,
Darn it.
You
time
have that
to make the
discussion too, huh?
donuts. Yeah,
Mhm.
For
That's
some
everybody's
reason,
like, go ahead, Carl.
for some reason, my cats think I need to get up at 4:30 to go check their bowls, which are full.
Mhm.
Right.
They're not full enough.
Yes.
And they're not overflowing with food. So at 4:30, I have to get up and throw another handful there, and then they're like,
Yeah.
"Okay, we're done with you."
Yeah.
there was something
satisfied.
I read about that.
Yeah,
Somebody was thinking that the reason cats complain while the bowl is still full is
Yeah.
because the bowl is too small,
yeah.
and their whiskers trigger a reaction that they can't get their head far enough in.
I
so
remember
maybe-
you talking about that. Yeah,
Maybe try and feed them on a plate.
Fucking
and I do that too, Dan. I put it on a plate too.
They
Um,
still complain.
Yeah,
Well,
What
they're cats.
often-
They're going to complain.
No, what often is a problem with cats is that when the food is out for a long while, it stops smelling as strong as you just drop it in.
there you go.
So if you just rattle the bowl, even if it's full or empty, they're gonna like, oh wait, hold on, there's actually new smell.
Mhm.
Like Shelby has exactly the same problem. If there's still food in there, I just rattle it and she starts eating immediately.
No
Mhm.
claws in bear skin.
Ooh, that was almost dangerous.
Mhm. Well, we are pet sitting.
I almost threw my fingers
This
the wrong way.
There is there is a rather sizable puppy that should wind up being big enough to saddle when it's full grown.
Does somebody have a
And there,
Great Dane?
no, this is some kind of shepherd mix.
Oh,
It's
Oh
just
Lord.
very large for a puppy.
Yeah.
And
that sounds like a German.
she has a promise of being, shoulder high later on. And then there is a cat that is supposed to be housebroken that is acting absolutely totally feral.
Mhm.
It is
Cat
hiding it is hiding under the kitchen table, and Lindsay cannot even shove a bowl of food in there without getting scratched or retrieve the empty bowl. And I'm going, honey, you've got the little grabber on an arm,
Uh-huh,
you know,
yeah.
just
Yeah.
just use that. Just use that. I mean, it's not like it's our cat. They're going to take it back when their situation improves. Let me see. Sullivan wants in here, so uh, yeah, there he is. Looking on Messenger here, so I can send him the link, and we'll.
Hey, Dan, earlier you were talking about making the card to have the eclipse show through.
Mhm.
I did that when we went to Kentucky. We weren't sure exactly when the totality would be.
Yeah.
So I made a big card, I mean a huge one, and made a little hole and held it over the front of our white van. And
Oh
there
yeah.
on the hood of our van was a perfect picture of the moon coming over the sun. And
Mhm.
we watched that for a while, and then well, you could tell when totality happened. I mean, and at that time, it is safe to look.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You can look then, but yeah, you don't want to look while it's partial. That's
Oh
what
yeah.
is.
Not when you can still see
Yeah.
the sun itself. Um, I was very careful with that. I didn't have a welder's mask or anything, but what I was doing was I had the image focused on the sidewalk
Hmm.
where I was sitting, and then I was looking at the tablet, taking the movie file, and
Mm.
I had the brightness of the tablet turned way down. I wasn't actually looking at the image on the sidewalk.
Right.
So
That's what
that
all the guys that Andy works with did. They just took their welding helmets out and went, "Oh, look at
Mhm.
yeah. Hey Sean.
Dan, I must say that that's an excellent background.
Oh, thank you, thank you. What
that!"
I
Ouch.
look forward to the date of when I can actually build that to replace my well
And I
house.
want to do that as well, yes.
Mm,
Talking about the cat,
yeah.
I have a cat that my
Don't
wife
you growl at
wanted
me.
to get. And
Grr.
it turned out to be my cat. I
Oh,
never
yeah.
wanted a cat.
Mhm.
And
Like this
setting
one.
up a vet visit for the cat the other day, they pop up a screen that says all kinds of red X's and says sedate immediately because it's the cat of death apparently at the vet.
Oh! I thought it was for Janice because she was bringing the cat in. Um,
Oh no,
Hello. What do you want?
she's sitting right here. Here, let me show you my cat.
Okay.
Woo, kitties.
Here, I thought he meant his wife Janice. No.
Th- th-
Aw.
this cat here, he loves to hear Dan's voice. And he tries to find him all the time. Oh, look. He almost got a twin there. Look.
Aw.
Look.
Look at all these guys petting their. Never mind.
Yeah.
Not the green one. Not the green one.
The cat of death right here.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
can
Michaela, I've got a joke for that.
There should be an OnlyFans
tomorrow
channel.
night. Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want Dan to get kicked off either.
But that is the cat of death right there.
Okay.
Death cat or cat of evil or whatever you want to call it. Chonar, I guess. I don't know.
And the cat was bad for the vet?
Evidently.
Yeah.
No, the vet thinks it's the cat of death.
Okay.
It hates everybody but me.
There you go.
Ah,
Yeah, see, our cats, all of them we've ever had, we'll take them to the vet and they'll behave like, they're scared, but they'll behave with it. The
Right.
vet can take them by the scruff and give them a shot and do all kinds of things. And they're like, okay. If I
Oh.
try any of that crap at home, I will get scratched.
you really?
Oh no, this cat goes up in the cat carrier and they immediately put her in the sedation box or whatever you call it, because they can't deal with it.
Yeah, this one's daddy was severely afraid of everybody but me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one that could pick him up, take him to the vet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
we've
Mama
had
wants in
that.
here.
We've had that. Now, Lindsay's got one. Lives outside. Comes up on the front porch in the screened-in porch to eat, and then goes back out.
Mm-hmm.
And he will not get within about 6 feet of me if he can help it.
Mm.
And then we've got others that
Who am I kidding?
are a little bit skittish, and Lindsay wants them fed, so there are times when I have to go out and pick one of them up and carry him onto the porch.
Well,
And,
Dan, you've got semi-adopted pets right now, don't you?
Yeah, we do. I was just talking about that, I think just before you came in. Um, Kimber, named after the firearms manufacturers, the puppy, is got to be a short-haired German Shepherd mix. Had her tail docked for some reason. I don't know why. It's not my dog. I'm just puzzling over the reason. If not the family that owns it, then the family that they got it from had that done. And then Shadow, a little solid black cat that is absolutely terrified of everything and nobody can touch. Although she came in to my office here one night and curled up by my feet, and as long as I didn't try and touch her, she was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's close enough. That's
Yeah,
already.
I mean, yeah, Lindsay was saying, I don't know what it is you've got, but you better be glad it doesn't work on human women or otherwise. Sorry, baby, it does.
Well,
Yeah, whatever.
yeah. Charcoal. I fed her outside for I don't know, nearly a year. Finally got her inside. She's fine with being inside. She only got up on my lap on her own volition once, and was only there for enough time for me to take a photo of it. And then, okay, I'm off of here now. But she's getting there. So.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you have to take time with cats.
Yeah.
I've learned that because I was never a cat person.
Mm-hmm.
Me neither.
Well, it doesn't really matter which animal the pet is. If they're skittish, they're skittish, and you got to respect that and give them their space and let them get used to you. And it takes a while sometimes, and it's pretty quick sometimes. It just depends on their personality.
I have 100-pound Labrador Retriever. That's my wife's dog. And when we got him as a puppy, we were bringing him home, and she said, I'm going to take his dog away from him. Right.
And she did.
Yeah, man, it's her dog. Then she wanted the cat, and the cat chose me. So, I mean, she can play with the cat for all of about 5 seconds, and then the cat starts ripping into her and draws blood.
Ooh.
It's my cat, so there you go.
Mm. Yep, they
That's-
choose their own.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
every
choose
dog
their own.
we've ever had has chosen Andy as the alpha, and of course I've let it go because he is the alpha, and I treat him that way. So it follows that the dog would treat him that way.
Mhm.
And so then when we got Onyx, I said, "Stay the away from my dog. This is my dog. She will be my companion. She will be my buddy. And when I come home from work, she will get excited when I come to the door."
Absolutely.
Now, she is, but she does defer to him once in a while. She's like, wait a minute.
Mhm.
I see how this works with mom and dad. Now, wait a minute.
Mhm.
And then there's times where she hasn't listened to him right away. Like, to me, she'll listen right away. To him, she's like,
That's the way it is with the dog, because I'll leave, the dog will be outside, and I'll leave, go to work, and be like, come on, let me get you inside where there's plenty of food and water. And he just has this big grin on his face and does the let's rock and roll play thing, and then runs away. And I'm like, okay.
Got to go to work.
Yep.
See
yeah,
you
I guess
later.
you stay outside today. Yeah. That was funny. We brought her home, and I was like, "This is my dog. You can't have my dog." And so far, she's my dog. Like, she's sleeping under the chair at the moment.
Well, at the
Hopefully I'll
moment,
get to
the dog is laying over here. He likes to lay on the air conditioning vent.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, smart dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where Onyx was when I had that picture of her pouting. That's what she was doing. She's laying on the air conditioner vent. Like, fine, just lay there and pout. I don't care.
We used to have those floor vents, and then during the winter up here, it gets rather cold. So we'd have, we'd be like, oh man, is the heater on? Yeah. You look around, and the cats were on the heater
On the
vents.
vent.
Yeah, it's like, get off of there. Yeah, you're warm.
But it's nice and warm, damn it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Cats would be like burning up underneath, you couldn't even touch the fur, but we were cold. It's like, oh, geez.
You don't matter.
That's just hilarious. Well, I guess it's
the crap we do for our pets, though.
I know.
Jesus.
Oh, Lord. Reminds me to tell you about cleaning out a turtle's tank sometime.
Oh.
Those are stinky.
Yeah, but that's why the job fell to me. Hey, it was about the size of a silver dollar when I brought it home, and when we released it into the creek behind Mom's house, it was the size of a dinner platter that would hold a full-size turkey.
Wow.
Yeah, see,
it got as big as
brought
the
it
aquarium
home.
would let it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I
your
brought
fault.
him home.
You brought it home. See, that's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Yet again, I'm privileged to be with a whole bunch of writers and science people, I'm sure. So.
We were talking about writing earlier.
Oh, yeah. Sean, you've never read any of Michaela's books.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Probably
look her
not.
up. Look her up.
Boys don't usually read my books.
I did.
I think I've been in a chat with you before, though.
Yes.
I downloaded the sample because of Dan's recommendations.
See, there you go.
Awesome. Because
Hey.
well, here's the thing: they are billed as historical, paranormal, romance. Now, my sort of romance is not Hallmark. Let's just put it that way. And there is some fighting, there is some violence.
Now, wait a minute.
But it's not Hallmark.
Paranormal romance, that implies that people are having fun with ghosts and shit.
Not necessarily. No.
No.
Paranormal includes
is
a lot of
anything
things.
not normal. So paranormal can be vampires, werewolves,
Angels, demons, Nephilim.
Yeah, anything not normal. So paranormal. Yeah, but a
I
lot of
think
people,
we've had
a
this
lot of people are like,
conversation
"Oh, that's
before.
ghost." Like, no, it's not ghost. I had one guy at a
Now-
con one time that could not get over the fact that paranormal did not mean ghost. Like paranormal,
Yes,
actually,
boss.
look it up in the dictionary, does not mean
Yeah.
ghost. It means not
No,
normal.
Outside the normal.
Yeah, I got you.
Yes.
And then, now,
Actually, technically, it means above normal. Because para is from above, isn't it?
Well, it just,
beyond,
Around.
beyond,
it just means
Yeah.
beyond what we
Yeah.
normally consider normal, which in this day and age, good God, what?
now, I do have to admit that Michaela throws a little bit of spice in the mix.
Mhm.
And,
we throw the whole damn thing in the pot. Let's do it.
Yeah, really.
Like
But
the story has a twist. Like if I've never read it, so I don't know, but I'm guessing Stephen King puts twists in his plot. Mine have got like 9 twists in the plot, usually.
mhm.
And usually Carl sends it back to me and goes, "What the really?"
There-
Yeah,
there's
that's what
always
we're going with.
there's always some piece Michaela sneaks in there, and I'll be like, okay, you're gonna have to explain this a little differently. That is not
Gonna
that's
say,
not
add an
tracking
extra paragraph here.
in his mind here. Yeah.
Yeah. I do have to say I enjoyed the 4th book the most because
the
it
best.
had it well, I mean, not only had she had more practice, but it had somebody from the modern day mixed in, so you had a viewpoint character that made it easier to even though I'd read the first 3 before that. And I understood the world building and the culture involved.
Yeah.
It was just
You
the
relate
4th
to the
one
character
seemed to
better.
be if you needed an entry point for somebody that was not anywhere near familiar with even the genre that you're writing or the mix of
Oh,
genres you're writing in, that
cat
would be the
attack,
one I would
cat attack on
recommend.
my leg. Sorry. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Um,
And
that's kind of what I was thinking with this one because it does have that modern. And modern is easier to figure out because you don't have to think, okay, how they spoke back then, what would they have eaten, what would be available, what would they say in this situation. Where
but
modern, you can just fly through it. It's for living it.
well, you did have the contrast between the way that the modern character spoke and the
Mhm.
historical the
Well,
other
yeah,
universe
like
characters that are more
yeah,
in a classical fantasy vein, the way they spoke,
yeah.
and yeah, having her there to interpret
Mm-hmm.
made it easier to
Yeah,
get
and having her
into.
go, I told you not to talk like that, or I told you that you sound old when you talk like that.
Yeah,
Like this is
Well,
just
he's
how it
older
is.
than me.
sweetheart.
yeah, but it's still when you get right down to it, they are adventure stories.
Mhm.
They're just adventure stories with a very strong romantic element, which is perfectly fine and good. I enjoy that. I write some of that myself, but not like her.
So they are incredibly romantic, is what you're saying?
They
No, but
certainly can be. Yes, I
the romance
thought the
scenes
romance
are
between the
very
two main
intense.
characters was really intense. I love that. No, no, the
Are
loyalty they
Are
have to
you going
each
to be at
other.
LibertyCon next year?
LibertyCon? I don't think so. Where's that at?
Chattanooga.
Okay.
I'll let Dan explain it while I get a little bit more.
It's sold out. She can't get a ticket
Yeah, I
now.
was gonna say, isn't that the one that you have to get tickets to?
Yeah, like 5 years in advance
Man,
almost.
yeah.
I might be able to swing it if she wants to go.
Hey,
I can
I'll
make
let
a call.
I'll let y'all talk about that amongst yourselves.
Yeah, maybe. It would definitely. What time of the year is it?
Mid June.
Yeah, mid-June, last weekend in June.
Mid June.
Last weekend in June, I might be able
No,
to do.
mid June.
This
Yeah,
one,
mid June's not
yeah.
going to work. No, because I've
Well,
got Deadwood.
it's something to put on the books for a
Let's
later
just
Yeah.
date.
say LibertyCon 3 years ago when tickets went on sale, it sold out in 31 minutes. At
Holy
That's what
shit.
I thought. That's
750,
what I'd heard.
Yep.
at 750 members.
750 memberships went
At
in half an
1,000
hour.
memberships this year, it sold out in like 41 minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah. Whoa.
But I am on staff, and I could probably swing one if you really wanted to go.
What's it cost to be a vendor there? How do you become a vendor?
$60,
That's it?
and
That's nothing.
you're done for the weekend. That's it.
Wow. There you go.
I thought the vendors were much more expensive than that.
I can't answer for the members. I'm just talking about
No,
membership.
vendors.
Vendors.
I can't answer the question.
Oh.
I'm in
Yeah.
I'm on Consuite staff, not
Oh.
Yeah.
the full on anything.
Yeah.
Put her in contact with Karen.
I can put you in contact with probably you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Not
Michaela, you remember the lady that had the booth right next to us at Hallowcon? The one with the Funko Pops and all the collectibles and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. She could tell you everything you want. She could answer every
Okay.
question you've got right now.
Okay. My biggest thing is I go to Deadwood every year, and Deadwood is right in the middle of June. So that would be my only hiccup. Would be like if it's on the
got
same
that.
weekend, it's out. But yeah, if I could attend it, yeah, that would be great. If I could be a vendor, that would be even better.
Are
Yeah.
you going
You-
to be able to
Dan,
swing
you
being
know
a Hallowcon
exactly
this
what I'm
year?
talking about.
I don't know yet. It depends on what happens with my aunt.
Ah,
Oh,
Yeah.
Cat attack.
Yeah.
Dan, you know exactly who I'm talking about, and I've just had a brain fart and can't come up with it.
yeah, I remember everybody on the staff, and
It's not Fritz. It's the wonderful lady that your wife introduced me to right at the beginning.
Chris Walker says, isn't Paula and her husband in charge of the vendors for LibertyCon?
See, I don't know about that.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I'm not on that. I'm not on the board. I'm just on staff for the cons with.
The only con I've ever been a vendor at is Hallowcon, and last year was my first year ever being a vendor. And we're going to do it this year because Lindsay's got some steampunk costumes that she wants to get rid of. No, but seriously, no, she's downsizing. She's trying to clean out closets and stuff so we can have more room for new things. Yeah, Paula Bunny. Oh Lord, I can't remember the last name. She's at
Paula Bunny
every.
Hanley.
Yes, she's at everything. She knows. She can tell you what any convention that she goes to, and she goes to a bunch as a vendor. And here we go trying to be the Southern Resource
Tish
Fandom
is
Guide.
who
We're
I'm
not.
trying to come up with.
Oh, Tish. Oh Lord, yeah. If Tish don't know it, it ain't known.
Wait. But earlier we were talking about what does paranormal mean?
Mhm.
So, according to the dictionary, it denotes events or phenomena such as telekinesis or clairvoyance that are beyond the scope of normal
My
scientific.
wife is calling me from upstairs, telling me to shut the fuck up. Hello.
You're too goddamn loud. Stop it.
No, that's much too gentle for Janice's voice.
Ooh.
And a
It's
little
okay.
too polite.
Usually, Andy would get on. Like Andy
She's
doesn't get a
calling
lot
me
of.
from upstairs, telling me to take the laptop to the bedroom or get off this thing.
Bye.
But then, yeah, no kidding. Usually, Andy doesn't get a lot of phone calls, right? So we're in the truck, we're at a gas station, he's out pumping gas, and his phone rings. And it comes up as somebody he knows, right? But I don't recognize the name, but I think I've heard it before. So I answer and I'm like, hey, Andy's phone. And the guy on the other end says, oh, where's Andy? I was this close to being like, well, he's right here in bed with me. And so I didn't do that. I was like, oh, he's right here. Just give me a second. So he gets back in the car and I handed it to him. I said, it's Chris. I didn't know who Chris was, And he's like, he didn't say anything because, of course, the phone is on. And he's like, it's Chris. Fucking no. It was the plant manager for Case out there where he works.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was this close to fucking around on his phone. But it was a Saturday in my defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was close.
This
And
is not the
there's
green
been times
room.
where
This
I
is
don't know
not the
who's on the
green room.
phone. And I'll be like, honey, hang up the phone. Come back to bed.
Well, you could have also got him by saying, well, he's pumping right now. Just give him a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, shoot. That's nothing. I've been known to make noises just to make people go, what is she doing?
I think the noises themselves would be self-explanatory.
Right. It makes you go, okay, I know what they're doing. No, you don't. It's all fake. Or banging on the wall at a hotel. Oops, did I do that? I don't usually until there's, loud children running up and down the hall.
I mean,
That's the second use for a bug assault.
I was playing the Outlaw Josie Wales, and she didn't complain at all. But now here I am talking to you, and she's calling my phone from upstairs, telling me to shut up. So.
Well, we do get loud.
Oh, we can get positively boisterous, but we have a good time.
Yeah, we try to remember this is not the green room.
It's constantly in the back of my mind like a big yield sign.
And I think I already told you, Dan, that's one hell of a background. That's excellent.
Well, it's a photograph of my side yard. I did have to do a little photoshopping to make it wide enough. It was basically just centered on. What I did was I took a photograph of where my well house is. Then I superimposed it
artist in the background. What are you gonna say?
Hey, it's what I would like to build to replace the well house we got now, which is basically a dog house. This one would be big enough for me to get into and change the water filters without having to take the roof off the thing and spend the entire job pretty much standing on my head.
Ow.
Yeah,
It's not a lot of fun. But it's better than crawling under the house with the black widow spiders and everything, which I've still got to do so I can fix the floor.
No, all you need is a whip to knock them off of.
Yeah, I just go, hey, we're not going to hurt each other, right?
Right. No. Nope. Burn it with fire.
Get out of my head, Michaela.
Because spiders are rational and you can communicate with them.
Right. Yeah. No. No.
I've got this peace treaty signed on Middle B 3, so
No. Shit,
Are
you
you
ought to.
coming?
So I love fishing. Here's my spider story, okay? I love fishing. Love it. We have a special spot where you have to hike like a mile and a half to get to some of these lakes. And because you have to hike so far, usually people don't go back there. They're not overfished. And you can get bluegill the size of your head, like they're huge, right? Like big fish. Okay. So we like going back there, and I'm all jazzed up. I'm like, all right, let's go. I forgot it's September, and in September, apparently, orb weaver garden spiders,
Mm-hmm.
otherwise known as creepy fuckers, like to make their webs in between, like the tall grasses, and then these mofo's are so bad that they don't like a spider will make its web and then it will go hide over in the corner, right? So that the little bugs will come in their web. These bad boys, however, will make their web
Hang
and
out
sit
right in the
right
middle.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
hello, bitch, I am here. Oh, no, you're not. No. And so we get there and they're everywhere. They are on every blade of grass that is taller than me, and they're everywhere. They're up here, they're down here by my feet, like I'm like, where's the boat? Let's just get in a boat. Forget it. I'm not walking around this lake. I'm not. And so finally I calmed down a little bit because, and I'm like, fine, I'm gonna go fishing, but I'll just be careful. And so I've got my tackle box, I've got my fishing pole, and I found a spot. And I'm like, okay, all right, there's a spider within like 3 feet of me, but he is over there in his web. I'll be fine. I go fishing, I get a fish, I get it on my line, and I realize I can't move one way or the other and get this fish off the hook without touching a spider web. Screwed. So I had to yell for Andy to come get me and rescue me because I couldn't even make my way back up the hill because there was a spider over here and a spider over there, and then I turned this way and there's another spider, and now I'm stuck. Like I can't go anywhere. And I've got a fish on
Shelob
the
sees
line.
bait.
Yeah, basically. I'm like, great, now I'm surrounded, I'm gonna die. Okay, great. What do I do? So I was done. I was like, nope, you can fish. I will stand here in the road and I will just watch the spiders because I'm not going.
Yeah.
The whole rest of that day, I was like, nope, done.
I'll just wait to the bridge and I'll be fine.
So
The
like,
golden
no,
orb weavers are not aggressive
I
and
don't
their
care.
venom is not harmful to humans.
They're
But they
ugly.
look like they look
They
like
can
they could pick
induce
you up
a
and rip
heart
you in
attack by
half.
the mere sight of them. So yes, they
Yeah,
are harmful
and
to
the
humans.
simple fact that they're not like regular spiders where they make their freaking web and they go away. Because I knock down their web, no big deal. I can't knock down the web if they're in the middle of it. I can't do it.
And there are 4 of us in this room would know when you walk into a spider's web, you know where you're going to find web.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine this.
Feeling horrible.
Hey,
Yeah.
guess where they
Six foot
go?
four,
You are never,
400 pounds.
ever in your life, you're never more than 8 feet away from a spider.
No,
I'm sure,
no
yeah.
one needs
My
that kind of
wife-
negativity, okay?
But I was joking about how arachnophobic I am.
Who's yelling at whom?
Did y'all hear that?
Yep.
That was
Yeah.
Janice.
Go get the.
I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah,
Go
You
get
are in,
the-
you are in deep doo doo.
I gotta go.
Okay, bye.
I'm laying in bed.
Bye.
Night, Sean.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm laying in bed. Something
How do I
runs
already?
across my chest.
Leave studio.
Leave studio. I'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
I
On the
teleport
bottom.
across the bedroom.
Oh, she said take it to the bedroom.
Well,
The downstairs
okay.
bedroom. Well,
You're
yeah.
never going to get a better offer than that.
I would take it, seriously.
No.
Like
She
a
said
4-year-old
take
girl.
the laptop
Oh, the
to
laptop.
the
Oh, I
other
think that's-
bedroom. Shut the door so I can keep talking.
That works.
Or that we can go talk.
Actually, I'll try to figure that out.
Okay.
Yeah, bear
In
with
the
me.
meanwhile, Rich is going to tell us a little story here.
Yes.
So again, 6'4", 400 pounds. Wife thought I was kidding about how arachnophobic I am. We're laying in bed. Something runs across my chest. I teleport across the bedroom, screaming like a 4-year-old girl.
I would
Okay.
too.
My wife finds the spider.
Oh shit! I can't do that without turning that off.
The spider is maybe that big with legs fully extended.
Mhm.
Okay.
But yeah, I totally flipped out.
Yeah. Kill it with fire. Torch the house. Fuck it. Just burn the house. Not worth it.
I'll make agreements with the spiders. I'm like, hey, you guys want to stay outside the house? That's fine. You guys want to come in, do your thing when I'm not around? Fine. If I'm in the room, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not fine anymore.
I have a friend who I take her sometimes to, she has to get these shots near her eyes. She's having eye problems. And so I'll take her there because she can't drive herself back after she's had the shot.
Yeah.
Because she can't see. She can't even
Right.
be out. She's got to be wearing these dark glasses. So I take her there. And one of the times I'm taking her, I look over. She's going to get in the door, and I see there's a spider on the door. I'm like, oh, crap. Okay, what do I do? So I said, hang on just a second. There's an ant there I have to brush away. And she's like, okay. And I brush the ant away, the ant. And then she gets in the car. She says, that was really a spider, wasn't it? I said, yeah, but it's gone. And like, "Whoa." I'm like, it's okay, it's gone. It's 3 cities away by now.
Right.
We're driving down the highway. It's okay. You're okay.
My daughter is my bomb-proof kid, or that's what I call her. Like today, she got thrown off a horse. She's fine, but yeah, she got thrown off a horse. Like as she's telling the story, she's like, "Oh, by the way, Mom, here's what happened at work today. You know, no big deal." And then she tells me that she got thrown off the horse. Oh God. Okay, so this kid, she hates those stink bugs that we call them. They're also called assassin bugs.
Yeah.
She hates them.
Yeah.
Absolutely hates them.
I
And
hate them too when they eat my tomatoes.
I
My
know.
youngest niece hates them with a passion.
Yes, like she is scared to death of them. Like she'll kill a spider, no big deal. But stink bugs, that's where she draws the line. Now, there was a stink bug in her room, and it was like 11 o'clock at night, and Dad and I were already in bed, so she had nobody to rescue her. She went and got like a pickle jar, a little pickle jar, and she put the damn thing in the jar and shut the lid and took the whole jar outside and set it on the deck. So the next morning, there's a jar out on the rail of the deck, and I said, why is there a jar out? And she goes, there's a bug in it. And I was like, okay, why is the bug in the jar? She's like, it invaded my room. It had to go. Like, okay, all right.
Fair enough.
So I said, why didn't you just kill it? And she says, because they make a crunchy noise and that's gross.
Yeah. And then they
And they-
Now,
They
this
don't
day-
call them stink bugs for nothing either.
right,
Yeah.
right. To this day, all we have to do is say crunch, crunch, and she's like, oh, yuck. So anytime we see one, we're like, hey, Lexi, look, there's a crunchy bug.
Oh, that's fun.
My youngest will take care of the stink bugs for my niece Becca.
Mhm.
Becca will take care of the spiders for Crow.
Yeah,
Oh.
see, this is a working relationship.
Now, there's also the time that I had to leave work and go home because there was a snake in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah, now that could be serious.
Yeah.
I got home, it's a little bitty black snake.
Yeah, that's
I wouldn't
worse.
be going to
They hide
the house.
easier.
I'd be going to the ER because Misty would have had a heart attack.
Well, I got to the house, I go, oh, a non-venomous snake. This one, when it gets bigger, it will catch field
It
mice
doesn't
and
make them any
voles
less
and
hairy.
Yes, but I can understand Lindsay going ballistic on that.
hey,
I would too.
it makes it less scary for me because I'm
Right.
familiar with the venomous snakes
Mhm.
in this area,
Yeah.
and they are
It's I gotta help out. I just realized I have to head to work in 20 minutes.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
Take it easy,
okay.
guys.
thank
Have
you
a great
for
one,
being
Mike.
here. Looking forward to seeing you the next time.
Oh, for sure. Take it easy. Bye
Yeah, I
bye.
forgot it's this morning. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Holy crap.
So Lindsay's
Yeah,
got one of
man.
these
I can see Lindsay going
grabbers.
ballistic on that shit. So
Yep, Lindsay's got one of these grabbers, the little handle with a long arm, invented
Uh-huh.
by Thomas Jefferson, evidently. Um, no, or was it Ben Franklin? I can't remember. Anyway,
your call. I don't care,
hey, I get the thing,
dude. I got
and
one on the kitchen table.
yeah, I get the thing. I grab the snake, I take it out to the edge of the woods, and I give it a little flip, go off into the woods, and I go, "Don't come back in the house."
Mhm.
Like
Hey,
it's gonna listen. Now,
so far,
you guys,
so far it has.
well, you guys are down there in the South. You're used to different sorts of snakes that we're not used to up here in Illinois.
Hmm.
I
Illinois.
forgot.
I'm in Kentucky. That's not that much different.
No, I'm in Illinois.
I'm in Kentucky. That's not that much different.
No.
Well, sort of. But anyway, so my best friend lives in Tennessee, right? Top of a mountain. I
All
didn't
right.
think anything of it. I went down, visited her. I was down there for like a week and a half, I think it was. And the whole time, if I leave the cabin, I leave the cabin barefoot.
Mm.
That's what I do here. I forgot that I'm on top of a mountain and they have copperheads.
Hmm. And they have timber rattlers.
Yes, yes. And
Mm.
so the very like 2 days after I had come home, she posted on Facebook, can you see him? See who? Who are we looking for? It's just a picture of leaves on the ground. And she was out making sure that there were no leaves around the dog kennels that they have. And she says, it's not these guys that I worry about. It's the babies, because the babies think that they're all that in a bag of chips.
Mm.
Like,
Hmm.
okay, I still don't see the dude. This damn snake blended in with all the leaves. You couldn't see him. I was looking for patterns and things, and you could not see his pattern in the leaves.
That's the
I'm like,
whole
that's great.
idea.
I'm never not wearing boots at your house ever again. That's it. Fine, forget
So,
it.
Yeah.
full suit of armor, plate mail.
Yeah,
Sniff a
yeah.
lot. If you smell cucumbers, go back the exact same way you came.
What?
Copperheads give off an odor of cucumbers.
Mm.
Yep.
Interesting.
And a good way to snake proof your property is to spread sulfur around.
Mm.
Powdered sulfur.
Probably did.
And evidently that's good for black widow spiders and brown recluses as well under the house.
Ordering.
It's a very, very old Appalachian thing, and it just turns out that it actually is true. It works.
You know, I
Something.
didn't even think of it, and there I was the whole week, flip flops and shorts, and no big deal.
Next time you'll be wearing hip waders covered with sulfur.
I'll get chest waders. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm not messing around. I'll get a hazmat suit.
I'm fine with snakes.
I'm not
I
going
love
outside.
snakes.
Are you kidding? You got snakes, like real snakes. Like, no. How do people
Oh,
go
the
camping in these places? Like, do you not go camping and have to like go behind a tree? I ain't going behind any trees down there. Are
I
you
want
kidding
to
me?
meet this woman.
I'll tell you about.
Escalators. That's awesome.
I
Yes.
had a little adventure on the first farm that my dad bought. We were cutting trees down, making fence posts and putting them 3 strands of barbed wire all the way around a 100-acre plot of land.
Well,
We got it.
yeah.
We got out into the woods. Hey, this tells you how long ago it was. Nobody thought anything about a kid riding in the back of a pickup truck.
Right.
Holy
Gotcha.
crap.
Long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
So we get there, we get parked. I'm about to jump over the tailgate and onto the ground, and Daddy says, "Freeze!" He's standing there with a shovel in his hand next to the tailgate of the truck. I look down. There's an 8-foot timber rattler
Ooh.
right where I was about to jump.
Give me the
And
gun. I'm not getting out of this truck without one.
Daddy takes the shovel, walks up 2 steps, and goes chop. Okay, that one goes off into the brush fire we're going to make here in a few minutes. Now we got to be
Yeah.
careful because that one's probably got a mate that'll be around tomorrow looking for it.
Yeah.
And I'm going,
Yikes.
do I get my own chainsaw soon?
Yeah, no kidding.
Now, to make a joke, I have seen Ricky Tikki Tavi, and I know.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, um, the snake charmers in India are dealing with cobras,
Mm-hmm.
which have 1/4 of the reaction time of a human being. So they can actually snatch the damn things out of midair if they're making a strike.
Mm-hmm.
A rattlesnake, its reaction time is 4 times faster than a human being's.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the far end of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I often thought that particular snake would have made a good hat band, even though at the time the only hat that I had was a baseball cap. So uh,
Right.
you put a hat band on one of those, you're going to look weird. But that was a lost opportunity, and I am quite glad it went by the wayside because that to get the hat band, I would have had to skin the snake
Yeah.
and cure the hide, which
It's
is
not hard.
well, it's not a Boy Scout badge I ever got. Probably
That's
because I
good
wasn't
eating.
ever a Boy Scout, but
Oh, well.
oh,
You want to know where I skinned a snake for the first time ever? You'll
Yes.
never believe it. Church camp.
Mm.
My grandma's a Bible thumper, and my dad is an atheist, and so she was
How
like,
does
"All
that
my
work?
grandkids are gonna go to church camp for the summer. I'm gonna send all my grandkids." And of course, we went to church camp. The only way I
Wait,
agreed to
wait a
go.
minute. How did that work?
Grandma won.
A thumper and an atheist.
Grandma won.
Well, only on the church camp thing, and only because they had horses. So
Oh, okay. I get the draw for Michaela.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was like,
All right.
okay, I'll go if there's horses. I'm trying to put
All right.
a picture.
Just trying to clarify.
Yeah. My dad is something serious. He's something.
Now
But
there
the
there
thing is,
So-
the parents
so here's
to
the
Bible
thing.
thumper. That's what's going to drive the child to atheism.
Well,
there was
it did.
there was another
It did.
time there my brother and my sister and I came home from school. My parents, we were latchkey kids at the time. My parents were both at work, at least half an hour's drive away from the house. It's late spring afternoon, about to turn into summer. School was about to be out. We get home, and there's a baby copperhead snake on the front porch, concrete porch.
Ooh.
And I see it first.
Just walk away. I'm moving.
Uh, Actually, no, because I was worried about my brother and sister.
Mm.
Now, I didn't have
Say
time
goodbye
to
to
go
your
in the
shit,
house.
siblings. We're moving.
I didn't have time to go in the house and grab the shotgun, which I was perfectly allowed to use. As a
Right.
matter of fact, I was required to go out in the cornfield and get crows.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I had was a basketball.
Oh shit.
So I dribbled a snake to death.
There you go. I was gonna say that, or you're gonna pick it off, one or the other.
Hey,
Better be good.
it took me several minutes, but it turned out that I had to go get the shovel because I turned it into snake paste.
Ooh.
Hey, I did not regret it. It is a venomous snake. If my
Yeah.
brother and sister had walked up right then, being the
Yeah.
age they were, they would not have known.
Am I disturbing you? I'm sorry.
and it was a young one, and like you
Mhm.
said, they think they're all that in a bag of chips.
Yep.
Um, no, an adult might have slithered away, trying to get away. A baby would not do that. It would be territorial
Yeah.
I
without
don't know if
having
you know
any
any better.
idea of what territory is. So
Snake-proof
humans are
respirators are $230 at Cabela's.
humans are a tool using species, and at that time on that day, a basketball became a deadly weapon.
Dan, I have someone here who now you've moved up even higher on her list now as a hero. But she wanted to say hi.
I like snakes, but hi everybody.
Hey,
Hey,
how
Donna.
you doing, Aunt Donna?
Not good.
She's got a
Oh,
backache really bad.
oh,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
And she just got up out of bed and was wandering around the hall and heard me speaking and thought, what?
He's still up.
He's still up? Yeah.
We're bad influences.
We changed positions tonight.
Evidently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the green room.
that's-
Not the
Yeah,
weird.
well,
Save
if,
that.
for
if
tomorrow.
if I ever write a story that features somebody that slays dragons, that's a Mary Sue.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Especially if they use a basketball. Pep, 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 pep. Metalark Lemon was one of my heroes growing up.
that's true. Mine too.
You have read the
Yeah.
animated version?
I'm gonna
Oh,
go
Lord.
calls again. I just wanted to say hi to everyone.
Howdy, howdy.
Why?
Hey,
Okay.
good night. Oh, if I wrote this stuff down, I'd have to publish it as fiction. Nobody'd ever believe it really happened.
No shit.
Oh hell, then they'd still have a fit.
Oh, yeah.
Nowadays, yeah.
Animal rights groups would jump on your behind for that.
Hey,
Oh yeah, they'd be all over you. How can you fictionally beat up a snake like that? Like, it's fiction.
But it might inspire somebody to actually perform that kind of cruelty to a real creature.
What do you mean it'd be
It's
fiction? All you have to do is
venomous
just
creature.
watch Ricky
Kill the
Tikky Tavi.
well, I tell you, if somebody really objects, they can come to the family farm, and I'll get the little grabber, and I'll throw a damn snake at them and see what they do.
Yeah. No kidding.
Then I'll throw a mongoose at you and go, look, it's Ricky Tikky Tavi.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
that's that uproar that I
Missed
caused
that part,
earlier.
too.
Just like, okay, it's fiction, but okay, good. I'm glad that it gets you guys all wound up, but okay.
No, it's actually an interesting thought that Dan threw out there that the mongoose has a better advantage with the cobra than the rattlesnake. So
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
it all depends on their
It's
It's-
all reaction time, Jeff.
reaction time, which probably has something to do with the speed of transmission of a signal through their nerves.
Yeah, and you're talking about two different locations, Africa versus Southwest United States.
Mm-hmm. And
and cobras will get up before they attack, so they have a high ground sort of
Good
thing.
point.
They kind of fall at their victim.
Good point.
yeah,
Whereas rattlesnakes are jumping from the ground, they don't have that part to go, and all their muscles are built for jumping.
and
Very good point.
Yeah.
they only need contact with the ground with a third of their body length to be able to strike. So that means the other 2/3 is how far they can go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know about the statistics for a cobra, or
I don't either.
what's the one in Egypt, the asp or
Asp,
black mamba or something like that. I couldn't
Black
say.
Mamba, I believe, is further south in
Yeah,
Africa.
yeah.
I know they're a lot in South Africa, as well as hell, I can't remember. Son of a bitch.
Ethiopia, that area.
I know there's
Uh,
another really nasty venomous one down there that begins with a B. Um, uh, we were watching some weird.
Black Mamba.
No, not,
No, you
not the
already
Black
said
Mamba.
Black-
We said the Black
You
Mamba.
already said Black Mamba, yeah.
Yeah,
This other
there's-
one's a
there-
green tree snake. I can't remember its name off the top of my head, but it's a venomous one as well.
Mhm.
There's
He's
a
otherwise known as an angry shoelace.
Mm.
Disney Plus, since they have the
I-
National
I-
Geographic stuff. They had a show with
Yeah.
these people that are catching the snakes, and there's it was a mating pair that they had to try to get down out of the tree while in their throes of passion.
What?
Ooh,
Like, how would that work?
Well, he said it was a
Never mind.
mating pair.
They will
They're
wire.
literally a mating pair. It was,
Yeah, they ring around each other. You know, like
apparently this one actually has a member that
yeah.
it's much like a dog where
Mhm.
during the process, if they try to yank them apart, they could actually kill the female because the barbs.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Reptilian biology is
my
kind of
closest
strange to us mammals.
reptilian biology is
Hey,
when I pulled into the garage one day, opened the door, and I have wires for the steps going up and there was a black snake going up one of them about 8 feet long. And like Dan said, black snakes,
Yeah.
they're good for you,
Mhm.
but not in the house.
Yeah.
This is true. You really, it would be nice if you could, live trap them and put them outside like I did with the one that I had to come home and but being as how it's Georgia, I mean, we've got all 4 southern venomous snakes in this area. You got
Oh,
got
good.
the
Yeah, not going there either.
you got the rattlesnake, you've got the copperhead, and you've got the water moccasin, and then you have the coral snake. And those are further south than where I live. They're more of a Florida snake, so
Mhm.
South Georgia has them too. It's a little bit too cold for them up here,
Mm.
thank God.
Boom slang. That was the snakes that they were.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What was it?
The boom slang.
Boom sling. Okay.
Angry
Hey,
shoelace.
Is that what the one we were trying to figure out?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones that were mating in the tree.
Okay, gotcha.
And the funny thing is,
Chris
everyone
says
was able
to
to see
take
it.
a sharpened hoe with you.
Yep. That's because you've got an
It's called the
8-foot
what?
wooden pole between you and the snake.
So educate my sister and take.
Fir-
Oh, sorry.
First,
Wrong kind of hoe.
you got to sharpen up the hoe.
Yes, first you got to sharpen up the hoe.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rich. Go ahead.
This is not the green room, folks. We're kind of tiptoeing on a tight wire here.
The funny thing
Oh,
is,
but
the
that's
snake
fun.
experts couldn't spot the snakes. They were going everywhere trying to find the snakes up in the trees. But the thing is, the angle that they had to look at, the snakes were directly in the path of the sun. So all they see is brightness, and they couldn't actually see the snakes. And all the non-snake experts were like, "Right there, dumbass."
Oh, okay.
So he had to actually climb up in the tree and get within like a couple of feet within their striking range before he gets spotted.
Wow.
They're not
Oh,
like
and
to strike you though when they're
I don't remember if
involved.
it's Africa or South America. There is actually one. I don't believe it's venomous. It's more like a boa, but they can act like a flying squirrel
Mm.
and jump out of a tree and
Mhm.
glide
Yeah, I've seen that documentary.
horizontally.
Yeah.
I believe they actually call it the flying snake.
Might be. Quetzalcoatl. Um, oh, dear.
Okay.
No, anacondas are much bigger. This is more like an arm length or leg length smaller snake. Anacondas are a constrictor, and they get
Southeast Asia.
okay.
Chrysophilia.
Did you want to talk about something else, Michaela?
Please come up with something else. I'm tired of this topic.
Oh, Lord. I probably should if I don't want to get Dan in trouble. Holy crap.
Oh, I just meant
These are the snakes in her wheelhouse.
I just
Oh, no,
wanted to
snakes
get
are
off
fine.
the
I talk
snake
about 'em.
topic.
Oh, okay.
Well, and so I said something about my best friend and I talk about moving out west because we both love out west. Okay.
Mhm.
And I said, well, I know I can't move to someplace like Arizona or whatever.
Sidewinders.
Not only do they have snakes, they have scorpions. So like
Mhm.
that's double kill with fire. No.
Oh, they have Gila monsters too.
It's the American Australia.
So I was like, I just can't go. So we were throwing around ideas, and I was like, Wyoming. Well, Wyoming doesn't have enough trees for me. I don't think I could live in Wyoming.
Mhm.
And she says, the property that I own up in Wyoming is too high in elevation for snakes. I'm like, we are moving there.
Denver. That's where
You
you
don't
need
have
to
to
go.
worry about snakes up there. Screw it, I'll move in there.
Yeah. Rich brought up Australia. I was always thinking about I'd like to go to Australia someday, you know? And Donna is like, every snake down there is poisonous. Every snake they have is poisonous. And
90% of the spiders and 95% of the snakes.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And,
Every animal in Australia wants to kill you. Some of them are too small, but they still want to.
yeah.
Yeah, especially hippie.
And she saw something about a spider that spins his web out, or shoots a thing out, and then glides in the wind on that. She's like, "Oh, flying spiders? No, we're not going to Australia."
Oh, lots of spiders do that though. It's called parachuting. Yeah.
I was trying not to say that, Dan.
I don't want her to know that can happen here. I was just like, yeah, that's Australia.
That can happen in New York City. Good grief.
It's how baby spiders actually get out of their parents' territory.
I told you nobody needs this negativity.
It's one of the few things that
Isn't nature wonderful?
Welcome to fandom. That's it.
Really.
I
Red
like
and tooth and claw.
That you'll see the nature shows and you see the little baby gazelle gets eaten, and people are like up in arms over it. Like, how could you show that? It's like, you did want nature, didn't you? Like this happens all the time. Like,
look, you gonna go out there and lecture the leopard about kindness and Peter Parker lives in New York City. Yeah, thank you, Chris.
Good one,
what's
Chris.
sad? What's sad is I live out in the Midwest, right? We're surrounded by
You're right back. I'm empty.
by farms, all that sort of stuff. I had a girl in high school that we were talking about back when I was in high school. Even we were talking about if the stores close down or if our supply chain is interrupted and you can't go to the grocery store, where do you get your food? And the girl said, or no, and the girl says, well, we don't have to hunt for our food. We can get it from the grocery store.
Yeah.
I said, okay, absolutely, you can. But instead of an animal out in the woods and I have to go find it first and then I can harvest it, the animals that you eat are in a pen and then they go to a smaller pen while they wait to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Well, they
know,
wait to
but
get murdered.
the way I do it's a little more humane.
Mm-hmm.
A little more sporting anyway.
Right.
Yeah,
At
really.
least they got a chance.
They have a
Hey,
chance.
look, if you're going out and hunting, you've got a fair chance of the deer getting you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're out for a bear,
Yeah.
that's a better chance the bear is going to get you. Now, around here, wild hogs, people go out in gangs
Yes.
to get one. You do not want to mess with a boar.
No, you don't go alone.
No.
Hell,
And you
even
better
a
have
cow. If she's got babies, ooh, look
Ooh,
out.
yeah. People forget that
Highly
animals
intelligent.
have had even more millions of years to learn how to protect themselves than we have.
Oh,
And
We
if you
we
really
used
want,
we
if
used
you
to be
really,
prey, and somewhere in the back of our minds we've never forgotten that.
and if you really want to get somebody, know somebody with a pig farm.
Yep.
Never find them.
Funny story. Used to date a psychopath, young lady, and her father was a former homicide detective. And I don't remember what Michelle did to piss me off, but I didn't realize that Dan, her father, was right behind me. And I'm just like, I'm like, it's not murder if they can't find the body. Dan just leans in and whispers in my ear, pigs eat everything. I'll show you a good pig farm. She was so pissed. Daddy, you're supposed to be on my side. He's like, hell no, I'm on his.
Yeah.
It's funny how guys named Dan seem to know these things.
Well, and also, like I said, he's a former homicide cop telling me how to beat murder rap on his own daughter.
Right.
He may have contemplated it himself at one time.
Better probably.
Saving this for Mama, but I'll let you have
she
this
threw a
tip for
sippy cup
free,
instead.
boy. Oh,
That was when Andy met my
could we plot a novel here or not? I'm saying.
My notebook is right here. Don't make me write it.
Yeah, really. Snake country safari on a slow boat to Valhalla.
Planning any crimes, any harm, any violence. This is all theoretical.
Yeah, we don't condone that, nor do we encourage it.
Yeah, we don't want to get Dan banned.
It's all fiction, dang it.
That's all right. The FBI has already got my fingerprints.
Yeah,
have had
me
for
too.
years.
When I applied for a state of Illinois job, the FBI actually had to fingerprint me and run a background check to make sure I was okay to work for the state. And later, I don't think they were doing that. But back when I started, they did.
I got a handgun permit. Same thing. Had the county cops had to run me through the database. Then they had to send my fingerprints off to the FBI, run me through the national database, make sure nobody wants me for anything. I could have told them about my dating life and proved that.
Kentucky wanted the same thing, but now all my stuff is outdated, and it doesn't matter anymore because it's it's all irrelevant.
I think one of the politicians in Georgia wants to go to eliminating the need for a carry permit. Just,
No, Kentucky's done. I mean, it's
Yeah, Georgia's looking at going the same way. I mean, it's been proposed. I don't know if it'll ever pass or not. It's kind of like uh, beer sales on Sunday. It's one of those things that you really got to wait till a lot of folks either shuffle off this mortal coil or change their mind
Mhm.
to get the
I'm
laws
just
changed.
glad
More
we
like-
got off the snake topic.
They're
so.
more likely to die before they change their minds.
Indiana made that.
Hey, I
choice
can buy
earlier
beer
this
on
year,
Sunday now.
and
Uh-huh.
shortly thereafter,
Things
some
change.
dumbass went and shut up a mall, or tried to.
Oh yeah.
I think someone ended up stopping any further possibility of them performing such actions ever again.
Yes.
I think inside the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that, or even less than that even.
Hmm.
I don't know. It was in
Yeah.
July, I think.
It's not the normal course of events in this happenstance, but to my way of thinking, it would be the preferred course of events.
Second most preferred. The first being, that the individual deciding to do that has super soakers instead of actual firearms.
Or gets psychological help from someone like Carl.
Before they do anything.
Like, don't bring
Yeah,
me
really.
in.
I'm sorry, what, Michaela?
I said, Carl is like, don't bring me into this. What the hell?
I'm retired.
Yeah.
I can't help these people.
Oh, I could just see Uncle Carl's boot camp for psychologists now.
Yeah. I am still threatening to do a YouTube show called The Drunken Psychologist, in which I teach a psychology class. I've got my notes from when I taught Psych 101, and I will teach that while drinking.
There you
That's
go.
fucking awesome.
I've already picked out your theme music for the show, Carl. It's by the Georgia Satellites.
Uh-huh.
It goes, "Don't tell me no lies and keep your hands to yourself."
That's definitely a show I'll subscribe to.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'm laughing at that one.
I'll have to get my act together and do it then.
Because it's got Carl, it's got psychology, it's got booze.
Yeah,
Where can we go wrong?
exactly.
Nothing at all. No shit.
Yeah. Wait till I start talking about standardized tests. Like IQ tests and such. And especially personality tests. There are things that people don't really know about how those are done that would blow you away. And I cannot go into it right now because I am sober. But with a few drinks, I
what's your fucking problem?
go right into it, you know?
The bad thing about personality tests is you got to have one to pass.
Well, no,
No, I'm wondering.
there's a spot for that.
You can make it.
There's a spot for not having a personality in there. You know,
Is there really?
Somewhere in the Dennis Nader, Dennis Rader territory.
Oh God.
Oh Lord, I spent too many years researching Jack the Ripper. Let me tell you, I am one warped individual.
I love talking to you, freaking fandom people so much. It's just unfucking believable. It's
when I did the Mad Gasser cheerleader, okay, I had to use some personalities I knew, okay, that I drew on to get that, because I was like uncomfortable getting into the headspace of the villain.
Yes.
But I knew those guys that would do something like that. I mean, I knew people who would do that kind of thing. So, that book was based on a lot of real people and some true events. I'll just say
Wow.
which is scary. But
Well,
that's the
yeah,
world I live in. I know all these wacky people.
yeah,
And,
people are scary. I mean, good grief.
Oh, I totally agree.
until you sat across the desk from somebody who's going through a psychotic episode, okay, you think, oh yeah, those people are somewhere. No, they're in your town. They live with
Mhm.
you. They're around, and
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right across the street. Are you kidding me? And related
Oh,
by marriage.
I will tell you the scariest individual I have ever met was one of the most level-headed, nice guys
Mhm.
you would ever want to meet, but he was an arson investigator. Therefore, he knew not only how
Ooh.
things could happen accidentally,
Mhm.
but how people can make things happen on purpose.
Oh yeah.
And he knew the chemistry involved with some um, fire related incidents.
Mhm.
And Stephanie and I were sitting at a table at LibertyCon at a coffee klatch talking to this guy, and both of us came up with 5 brand new murder mysteries with
Yeah.
different ways to kill people. Just
Mhm.
a murderer could employ trying not to get caught.
Mhm.
From what this
Medics,
guy was saying was possible.
Yeah.
medics,
And
firefighters, and cops are one bad day from being
mhm.
horrific villains.
Yeah. I've had a lot of police officers in my family. My uncle was a police officer in Chicago, and this
My
was
hats off to him.
in the 60s, I want to say.
And he
Hey,
survived. Holy crap.
So yeah, so he dealt with a lot of people who were, doing riots and things like that, And he told me there's a product they used to make called Brill Cream. The
yeah,
older guys will remember it because you greased your hair back for
yeah,
some reason.
really. It's a hairstyling gel, basically,
Purpose,
back
yeah.
in the day.
And if you put Brill Cream on a piece of paper and you put a very common thing that you find on your table in there, wad that piece of paper up, throw it in a waste can, it will catch fire. And
Hmm.
I didn't know that.
a lot of these people were doing that on college campuses. I didn't know it either. And I'm like, file that back in the back of your head, Carl. That may come in handy someday. Of course,
Oh,
Brill Cream isn't even around anymore. That's why I feel safe
no,
to say.
no.
But yeah,
Back
whoa,
when I was
really?
in
Thanks,
college,
Uncle.
we had a scare. There was some sociopath
Mhm.
who was running around who had access to the chemistry building. That's
Oh,
all they could
fun.
figure out. He was putting pellets of sodium in a water fountain.
Oh no.
Well, that explodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it explodes really well.
Yeah.
And that was,
Freaking nerd.
yeah, well, nobody could figure out his motive for it, but I'm going, somebody with access to the chemistry building
Mm-hmm.
wanting to blow people up when they get a drink of water at
Mm-hmm.
random.
Mm-hmm.
Were the major targets anywhere around the athletic school?
Uh,
Because I'm thinking some guy that got picked on by some jocks
yep.
Could be. Could
all
be.
his life. Oh,
You
there was another interesting one that had nothing to do with harming people whatsoever. Color Xeroxes had just been invented.
Hmm.
They had them in the university library in a restricted area. Somebody figured out how to color Xerox $1 bills.
Mm-hmm.
Went around to the vending areas in the psychology journalism area which there was a huge concentration of vending machines there, emptied out the dollar bill changers
Mm-hmm.
with Xeroxes of dollar bills.
Yeah, they couldn't tell.
Well, the machines were not equipped to realize that this was not real money. It was just a color Xerox.
Because a person can feel the difference in
Oh
the
yeah,
texture,
yeah.
but a
But a
machine,
machine won't know.
uh,
We had the FBI down there for about two. No, not the FBI. The Secret Service was down there because this is counterfeiting.
mhm.
Had them down there, fingerprinting slips of paper from Xerox machines, and I never heard what came of it. But I know for a fact that random people will load Xerox machines with fresh paper when they run out. So there were a lot of false positives that probably had to be eliminated.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Did you know that every Xerox machine and every printer actually puts a small identifying pattern on the paper? So that,
did this happen in the mid 70s?
yeah, yeah, it did.
Okay, good. They could
Yeah.
probably figure out. Well, I mean, seeing as how the only color Xerox machines in the county that weren't actually in a bank
Mm-hmm.
were at
there.
the university. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, now that, color laser printers and things like that, and because of certain threats people have made at important persons, perhaps living in Washington, um, if you print that out on your printer, they can trace that back to your printer. They can
Mhm.
call up, like, say, this is a brother printer here. They can call up that company and say, here's a piece of paper. Which printer did this come out of, and who is it sold to? And they will track you down. So you don't ever want to write a threatening letter and print it out on your printer. They will get you.
That's why BTK used the church printer and still got caught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There was a short list of people that had access to that printer.
Yeah.
Actually, it was his computer, and his was the only computer that had Word installed. He sent a disk to the cops, and they used the metadata from his document.
Yeah. Yeah. So crime
That's
doesn't
one
pay.
I know well.
Crime doesn't pay, kids. Don't do it.
Hasn't paid since the 20s.
I actually use him every time I have to teach a class when I talk about metadata.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at what the camera is showing me, fucking ball. Good
Me-
thing I'm,
me
good
too.
good thing my wife loves me.
No, you're ex-Navy. It's a crew cut.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, Sean, my wife talked me into this. She said, if you're not going to grow your hair long, you should shave it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it just to show you. And she's like, ooh, I love it. I'm like, whatever.
With the giant beard, yeah, I got you.
Mhm.
This
She
is
like,
not the green room.
Now we
This
know
is
who makes
not
the
the green
rules
room.
now.
No, I'm serious. It's just from the camera's perspective, it just looks like I'm bald. Oh well.
It's okay. We won't hold it against you.
Yep, I need to go get a haircut shortly, and that means that there will be even more gray. Every time I get a haircut, there's more gray. I can still remember when my hair was brown. Seems like, I had to shove a brontosaurus out of the way, but I promise you, my hair used to actually have a color that wasn't white. Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt the whole conversation with that particular comment. But
that's okay.
That's
damn,
okay.
it looks like I'm fucking bald.
Hey, you and I are both in the Niven group. We know topic drift when we see it,
Yeah, well,
or cause it.
Yeah, Dan was talking about brown. I used to have all black hair. And that's another thing thanks to the possible Native American heritage. You know.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised I could grow a beard at all. So that must have been the European. The two
Yeah.
melded.
No, I understand that. To grow a beard that long, you're probably from the Cretaceous.
Yeah, probably. And this is trimmed. I just trimmed this a couple days ago. Yeah, it's easy to get wild. I think I could still
no.
grow a mustache though. Look at that. Jeez Louise.
I do not know if this will work. Let me try it. How about that? It worked.
Yeah. That's like me on Tidbits. It's like, okay, I'm going to push this button, guys. Get ready. Like, I don't know what this is going to do, but I'm going to push this button.
Look at this.
What is the next
fucking
tidbits?
ball? Oh, well.
Nah.
Hey Sean, that's why I don't have my overhead light on. Okay, look at that. Ah!
Hey, where's my sunglasses? Damn it.
Blind everybody. Whoa. I've got side lights on here, so it keeps it down.
Yeah.
And
I
Sean,
I do
I
appreciate.
can actually see your hair, Sean. You're not bald.
I do appreciate the connection. I mean,
We aims to please. All right, folks. We are
Well, I
getting
know-
down. We got like
Yeah.
8 minutes left.
Yep.
And
It's time to pay it. Some of us
pretty
have to get up
much,
early.
yes, the alarm goes off at 6 o'clock whether I want it to or not.
Same here.
Now, the weekend is a
Hey,
totally
I'm gonna
different
write-
matter.
I'm gonna write that down. Hold on, before you do anything, I need to write down Michaela J.
Uh-huh. Yes, indeed you do.
I want to.
Oh, Michaela, tell us about
Yeah, I wanna hook up with her.
your Western series.
That's what's getting me in trouble lately. So anyway, well,
I'm
my
trying-
Western is I set it in modern times, so I
I'm
didn't do
trying
anything
to find
historical.
a pen.
And then, so what I did was this girl is half native, sort of like me. So I'm like, well, I can draw from that, okay. But I threw elements in there of the indigenous women that are being abducted, and nobody has any clues. And part of the problem is that on the reservation, there's the reservation police. They have their own court system, their own police system. Well,
Right.
This is also a federal thing because the women are being abducted and taken somewhere. No one knows where. No one knows who. So if they're found off the reservation, it becomes a federal case. Well, the feds and the reservation police don't like to work together. So it's a whole problem. So it's a bigger problem than I can hit with a romance book,
Oh, yeah.
right? Well, in one of the groups that I was in, it got to the point where someone said something about, well, how can there be romance if women are being abducted? And it's like, no. It's a blip on the radar, but it's mentioned.
Mhm.
You know, like a news headline is mentioned in the book because of the setting that it's in. It's out west.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Part
was
of
like
the world
perfect.
building.
Right. So I can pull that in. It'll just be part of the scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it will mean something. And maybe it'll bring more attention to the subject. That's
Right.
it. That's it.
But
That's all that's
But
in
it's
there.
not. And having read that, editing it, it's not.
Look, I'm looking for a
It doesn't-
pen to write down Michaela Jade. So
Oh,
I can
take a screenshot.
You really take a screenshot.
Yeah.
But,
But yeah, so it's in there, but it's
How?
not like it's not a political one way or the other, right? So it's in there. I wanted to make sure that I got it right, that I didn't step on any toes, that I had done all the research I needed to do. And the group that I posted it in apparently was the wrong group because these fuckers went bonkers.
You know what, Michaela? Somebody will be offended any which way.
Oh, I know.
And
No.
and I went into a group one time, and this person.
Really? You said that and people went bonkers?
They
Yeah.
did. They lost their minds over this idea that
But
It sounds like a hell of a great idea.
everybody has their thing, their particular charity, their particular political way,
Agenda.
agenda, if you want to call it that. But if you don't like their agenda over every other agenda, you're not with them. And so
Correct. Yes.
I've had that before with people in different groups. You know, they will be like that.
Everything she just said is awesome. It
Yeah.
sounds
Yep.
like an awesome thing.
You just have
And
to do your thing.
Sean, I
Somebody will-
just sent you Michaela's name in your messenger, so
okay.
Oh, there you go.
you don't
Okay.
have to write it down. You got it there.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm trying to send it in private chat, and my private chat won't work. So, but anyway, but yes, so it's a Western, it's a modern Western, and basically, the main character, has lost everything. Like, there's been a tragic accident, she's lost everything, she's got to start over. And little bits and pieces are coming at her that, wait a minute, it's not as I remembered it was. And holy crap, when she really learns it, then who is to blame? The person that didn't tell her, or the people that actually kept the secret from her? So, yeah, so I've had a little fun with it. But then the native part came in, and it was like, okay, whoops. So I'm just going to write it. It's just going to be what it's going to be, and they can blacklist me if they want. I don't care.
Well, let me say something here. Stephanie caught a lot of flack for her Sherlock Holmes stuff because the traditionalists did not enjoy in the slightest that she allowed Holmes, when transferred to the modern day in an alternate universe, to actually eventually fall in love and have a romantic relationship and get married. They wanted the eternal misogynist that Conan Doyle wrote.
Yeah, you can't mess with the legend. Yeah.
That's
I
true.
only read the first book.
Yeah.
Oh, Stephanie's her displaced detective?
Yes.
Yes, and she's got a series set earlier before Holmes and Watson actually met.
Then
And that is the Gentleman
that
Aegis.
my wife loves Stephanie Osborne in all of her stuff more than
Who
you
doesn't?
can possibly imagine.
10 seconds. I'm sorry, folks. I got to tell the bedtime story and close up.
That's all right.
Hey, everybody, we will keep you all in our thoughts tomorrow.
Yep. Hope to see everybody tomorrow. If not,
I'll be a little
until
bit
the
later
next
tomorrow,
time.
but
I'm
I'll be in
done.
eventually.
Bye.
Nighty night.
Bye-bye.
Transmission overload.
System will shut down. System was shut down. System was shut down. System was shut down.